What up, is Marcus Dynasty Football Dads, and this is one of the most important videos, Rookie Dynasty Sleepers. And so if you listened to my videos last year, you were probably an owner of a Elijah Mitchell or even an owner of a Jarrett Patterson, one of those type of running backs that I was highly recommending. Now, one of the biggest things, if you listened to yesterday's video, we talked about what makes a sleeper running back. What things are we looking for? Dominator rating. We're looking for opportunity. We're looking for basically some really good college production, sometimes at a smaller school, or elite athleticism, and maybe not as much college production. So there's the two different type of running backs, and we're going to go through my favorite two right now. Now, landing spots is a big, huge thing for opportunity. If you have an undrafted or even a late round, 6th, 7th round pick that becomes Atlanta or Seattle and they draft one of these guys, of course, that's going to be huge more on that opportunity scale. But these are my favorite two. We're going to start off the first one, and I've seen him move way up the boards, and I've also seen him way into like the 3rd, 4th round. So I guess you could say the volatility of Tyler Algiere. He's a BYU running back. He is a junior. So both these guys are junior early declares, which we really like when it comes to a running back. And I can see him either ahead of like the forwards, or I could see him behind the forward or behind Robinson. Tyler Algiere is going to be a really fluctuant running back on, I think, draft position. But he had a 28% career dominator rating. That is behind Breece Hall, behind Rachaad White, which I both like those running backs. And he's ahead of Kyren Williams, which he seems like the new hotness. He seems like the CEH where you think, man, he's like the 5th best running back. But I feel like if Kyren falls into a really good spot, you could see him shoot up because of that opportunity. Whereas a Tyler Algiere, it might be a better complete running back, 28% career dominator, 33 for Breece Hall, 31 for Rachaad White. Tyler Algiere had a 36% dominator rating when it came to last year, which was amazing. And this is all by Pro Football Focus. He had a 35.8 when it comes to player profiler, which is 84th percentile when it comes to running backs that are preparing for the NFL draft. He is 5'11", 220 pounds, so you have that typical size. When you watch BYU tape, I mean, you can see that he looks like a complete, really good. He's more of that James Robinson type. He can take a ton of carries. I mean, if you look at even his statistics, over 1,100 yards each of his 3 years at BYU. He had over 150 attempts every single year at BYU. Also, what we look for both running backs is we want receptions. We want some sort of target share. I mean, he had a 5%, and a 10% junior target share, which means every 10% of the targets of the total team went to Tyler Algiere. And so he had 14 receptions, 28 receptions, which is a really good target share for a running back, especially at a BYU. And so total touchdowns, 13, 23. This guy is a complete, he could be a 3-down running back. Even just looking at like Pro Football's receiving grade of him, he got a 79, which is better than even like Breece Hall, which Breece Hall, you can see his receiving abilities. And I mean, he even had a better receiving profiler or PFF rating more than even Kyren Williams. And so incorrect, Kyren Williams is known as this little bit more shifty, potentially a better receiving back than most of the running backs coming out of this class, besides Rachaad White, of course. And so I like Tyler Algiere as this probably the late 2nd, early 3rd round pick. I can see him definitely shooting up these boards if he finds a really good spot, but I just don't see him getting the draft capital that a lot of the other running backs are going to get. I see Kyren Williams going ahead of him. Kenneth Walker, Isaiah Spiller, and Breece Hall are already going to be ahead of him. But I can even see like a Jerome Ford go ahead of him, a Brian Robinson Jr. go ahead of him in the NFL draft, and then you're going to see a team, I think in that like 6th round, 5th, 6th round, unless he tests crazily at the combine, which I don't think is going to happen, I could see him finding a really good niche spot and being that sleeper running back that we are all looking for. Now, number 2, my second and final one is a little bit more of a stretch. This guy, because you can say, well, Tyler Algiere, he might be a second round pick. He might end up being a mid-second, or who knows, maybe even goes further, depending if people keep liking more and more of his tape. The one that is going to be harder to convince is Sincere McCormick. And so he is UTSA's running back. He had 2,941 yards in his last 2 years. That is second in the FBS in the last 2 years, which is crazy. But there is some issues, a little bit of red flags, that he is only 5'9", 205 pounds. And that is a slight concern because he has a little bit more weight than Kenneth Gainwell. That's his listed weight. We'll see what he actually comes in at. If he comes in at the Kenneth Gainwell 5'9", 195, we're not going to like that as much. But he did have 724 carries the last 3 years. So you talk about a guy that, again, dominated rating. He actually had a freshman dominated rating of 30%, which is ridiculous for a freshman coming out of high school, going into a team and producing 30% of the team's total offense at the running back position at the age of 18, 19 years old. And so let's just look at his stats. He had 983 yards only as a freshman, but I mean, UTSA's offense is not the most dynamic offense. He had 1,400 rushing yards, and he had another 1,400 rushing yards his junior year. Just a consistent dominating, consistent focal point of that offense. If I can actually talk, that would really, really, really help. So that would definitely be beneficial. But 30.6 career dominator rating, which is a 70th percentile, and we even look at college target share, 6.6%. So he does have more than 20 receptions every single year in his collegiate career. So that's always a benefit as well. You look at him and he looks really, really well, but you have to remember the competition that he does play a part in. He does have what they are predicting is a quick shuttle. I mean, they listed it at 4.11 at Player Profiler, which it would be the 85th percentile, which means he's just quick in smaller areas. He definitely shows receiving capabilities, and you like that as out of a running back, is you want to see those capabilities. And so he's an intriguing running back. He's third actually in rushes this last year since 2019 in 10 plus yard carries, which is that kind of Elijah Mitchell type. And so we're trying to put these people into molds. And so Sincere McCormick might be that fourth round running back. In fact, there's a lot of times that he's not even on rookie boards. And so if you're looking for that deep sleeper, Sincere McCormick is one of those guys that I really just was watching tape. I was like, you know what, he could do it. The other running backs to just kind of keep an eye on is Abram Smith. He had a 25% career dominator rating. He also had 3.3 yards per play, which is outstanding this past season. And so he's definitely, but he's a senior. He's out of Baylor. So being a senior, you do just get a little bit knocked down, but I do like Abram Smith. He had a 59.1% player profile rating on receiving. He's not the best receiving running back. He showed glimpses here and there. Other running backs that I really did like, I mean, Rachaad White is not even a sleeper running back. He's moving up my boards into that second tier. We have the first tier, which you have Kenneth Walker, you have Isaiah Spiller, you have Breece Hall. But where is that next tier of running backs that's going to succeed? The Michael Carters of this last year. And so is it going to be Rachaad White? Is it going to be Kyron Williams? Where are these running backs going to fit in? And so these are all and then you have the even deeper sleepers of where are we going to see the Khalil Herberts, the Jarrett Pattersons, and the Elijah Mitchells? We got to sift through, because or else you get a Kylan Hill and you get nothing. And so there's going to be some of these guys that are going to end up being nothing. Last person I was going to say, I forgot, because I don't know why I forgot. But South Dakota State's own Pierre Strong Jr., he was a senior, and he had one of the highest actually rated rushing attempts, just based off of what he was given. And just watching his tape, he looks like a really good runner. Receiving, again, kind of on the iffy aspect there, but he also had 3.3 yards per attempt and per play, so yards per play. And so when you talk about yards per play, it's even if you're out there and you're pass blocking, what are your yards per play? And so if you have 6.6 yards and you had a 7-yard gain on a rush, and then you pass blocked, well, that's still 3.5 yards per play, if that makes sense. I want to make sure that we cleared that statistic so then you didn't get confused. It can get confusing when you're doing a lot of analytics. So those are my favorite two running backs. Again, Tyler Algiere and Sincere McCormick. but it can definitely change with landing position, landing spots. It'll be very interesting. We're going to do some wide receivers tomorrow, and then we'll go into some more stuff. Let me know what you guys want to have me dive into. We'll probably be doing some more rookie content here, maybe even do a mock with landing spots. We could be doing that here soon too. All right, this is Marcus Nice with Dez. Peace out. Take care.